Bob Neal and Hubie Brown with you from the Boston Garden. Here's tonight's Jeep Eagles starting lineup. Let's take a look at the matchups.
I think the Ceballos and Gamble really going to be big because Gamble will have trouble with Ceballos and then his backup Richard Dumas.
And Abdelnaby, Alaa Abdelnaby, the youngster who was traded here from Milwaukee to the Boston Celtics, who's been starting, giving McHale that chance to come off the bench, will have to play Charles Barkley. He plays him tough. He has a size advantage and has some fouls to give.
Well, anytime that you're looking at this Phoenix team, you know they're a great three-point shooting team. They lead the league in attempts and makes. But you know Barkley will be double-teamed and Kevin Johnson will be double-teamed. They always find the free guy.
Barkley opens with a three-point attempt. The long rebound to Abdelnaby. Misses the lay-in. Rebound Marley.
The old story. Chris Ford wants goaltending right now. But the old story, he sends it up soft.
How about this? 2 3-point attempts. One of them goes down as the NBA's most prolific three-point shooting team gets out in front 3-0.
You always are in trouble when you're running back in transition. You must play them for the threes.
Sherman Douglas pulling up and missing. Ceballos with the rebound, and Sherman Douglas has played his way into the starting point guard position by not shooting as much as previously.
That's right. It's a good point, Bob. He's become a better all-around player, and he's seeing the floor, the full 94 feet. See, they're not doubling early. This is interesting.
Abdelnaby having trouble holding Barkley out of the paint and gives up one of his fouls.
Let's take this about Charles. We all know Charles gets double-teamed. In my opinion, one of the greatest passers ever to play in this game, accepting the double team from the foul line down. He has the ability to find people. He's averaging 5 assists a game. That's second on this team only to Kevin Johnson. Very, very unselfish player.
Charles Barkley, the last piece of the puzzle. Jerry Colangelo and the Phoenix Suns, they hope that he will win the MVP award and the most valuable player in the finals, which means they would be in the finals.
Well, you know, you look at Charles' game. The guy who loves him the most is right in your picture there. He says Charles understands the game, and he's a true winner. The thing that you like about Barkley, he shot 57% for his career. That's 4th in the history of this league.
Phoenix doing here at Boston what they did at the stadium in Chicago, and that's getting out to an early lead.
Big test tonight for Boston. Can they get high percentage shots out of their offense?
Reggie Lewis got down on the box for the lay-in.
Look,
and hesitated, and it results in a Phoenix fast break, and the Suns have a 7-0 lead.
They're out of the box so quick from end line to end line. When you think of the quick teams in this league, you think of Houston and Phoenix in the open floor.
Gamble with a fadeaway. It doesn't go down. Celtics are 0 for 4 to open this game, down 7-0 with 2 minutes gone in the first quarter.
If you're going to miss, you got to get on the boards. You got to get on the offensive board and hurt Phoenix. If you're not, then you better get back on defense.
There was discussion as to whether or not Robert Parrish, who's simply resting that sore ankle, would play tonight. But the doctors decided not, and without him, they're going to have trouble up front.
Well, this is a great matchup. Marley and Reggie Lewis. Now, right there, you saw Reggie Lewis accepted the double team. He found Gamble on the other side of the floor. With this group that's out there right now, they're the only 2 scorers for the Celtics, primetime scorers.
Gamble and Lewis were the keys to the Boston win the other night. Look at that lob from Marley to the former NBA slam dunk champion, Cedric Ceballos.
You say when you play Phoenix, you got to watch out for the threes, watch out for the backdoor lobs, watch out for the double teams, and then please get back on defense, or they're going to embarrass us 3-on-1, 3-on-2.
It is 9-2. Suns off early. Abdelnaby misses his turnaround jumper. However, the Phoenix Suns, 3 of them around the ball, lose it out of bounds. It's going to belong to Boston after a 20-second timeout called by their head coach, Chris Ford. Is the head man with the Boston Celtics, and he has the Celtics battling for a home court playoff advantage spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Chris Ford, Gamble misses. He's now hit 1 out of 3. Barkley with a rebound. Boston is only 1 of 7 from the floor. Barkley drains it just inside the triple line. It is 11-2.
Well, we have 2 of the better shooting teams in this league. But obviously, to your eye, you can see that one is more tenacious defensively, and that are the guys in purple. They get after you.
Abdelnaby turns around for another 15-footer. He is 0 for 2. And Boston is now 1 for 8 from the floor to open this game.
No one has been in the green paint yet going to the basket.
Sherman Douglas with the block on Kevin Johnson. That's going to be a problem for the Celtics all night long. Johnny Dawkins caused a problem on Wednesday night with Philadelphia with his penetration moves.
Well, what must happen is the guy playing the screener, he must help Sherman Douglas or Kevin Johnson because of his great speed. You see, now that time he didn't try. You always tell players when you come off the screen and roll against good defense, come off 2 dribbles. Kevin came off 1 dribble and tried to make the pass. It wasn't open yet.
Sherman Douglas had 7 turnovers against Philadelphia to go with 8 assists.
See, this is good. Get down inside, let Reggie work so you get better shots. The Kleine and Abdelnaby must get on the offensive board. They do not have a second shot.
Ceballos just rammed his way into the low post for the lay-in. It is 13 to 2, an 11-point Phoenix lead, and now a full timeout is called by Chris Paul.
You're coaching and say, listen, we're calling timeout. Well, the guys who want to play soft, will you please go home? We have to have some warriors in here right now because these guys are opening up all throttles. We're going to show you now how the Phoenix quickness defensively is causing havoc right now with the Celtics. You're going to see that they're going to double team anytime Gamble and Lewis put it on the floor, forcing you to stay outside. We're seeing it. They're 1 for 9. At the other end of the floor, you always must be conscious of the back cut. By that we mean you deny the passing lane. What happens? They throw the lob as they cut to the rim. Cedric Ceballos playing great basketball in the last 14 games. And remember, his backup is Dumas, coming off of an ankle injury. They have dynamite kids at that small forward position.
8 seconds for the Celtics to shoot. Having real trouble with this Phoenix defense, and Reggie Lewis gets his first hoop, and Marley was right in his face.
Good call. He was right. You could not play him any better than that. See, when 2 good teams play, now it comes down to can your offense execute against good half-court defense?
Sherman Douglas in an arm wrestling matchup with Kevin Johnson over there. So Barkley takes matters into his own hands.
Difference in the game, Phoenix is playing foul line down, and Boston is playing outside of 15 feet.
15 to 4. Gamble from the corner. Again, outside of 15 feet.
They just have to pull themselves together defensively, get the building in the game, because there's definitely a buzz here tonight. The people really sense this is a big turning point in their season right now.
Second personal foul on Alaa Abdelnaby. He often gets in foul trouble early, but they want him to use those. We keep repeating because, of course, Kevin McHale will come in there at the power forward. Xavier McDaniel also gets in off the bench. Barkley in the paint.
Anytime you front Barkley, the passer, the defensive guy playing the passer must jam him, or they'll throw that lob pass all day long. Charles' strength holds the defender high.
Charles has 8. Reggie Lewis.
Look at that quickness. Great rotation by Kevin Johnson.
Gamble buries it. Lewis and Gamble were the keys to the fourth quarter come-from-behind win over Philadelphia. 6 points for Gamble. Barkley for 3. Ceballos runs it down, but not in time. Let's see if those two are all right. Ceballos on the bottom of that pile.
Ceballos has improved his game tremendously. Dumas came in as a rookie, beat him out of that position, put up terrific numbers. It's forced Ceballos to become a better shot selection guy, better defensively, and an all-around hustle guy.
Boston battling back in here.
So strong.
Abdelnaby is fouled as he tries to jam it. Barkley went for the steal and missed it. Mark West gets the personal, his first, and Alaa will go to the line.
See, this is an example. We're going to show it to you again of throwing up weak stuff. When you are a pivot guy right now playing against a good defensive team and taking on a shot blocker, 2 hands on the ball, go with the strong dunk, and then put his arm off of the front of that rim as he fouls it. Give yourself a chance to make a 3-point shot.
Abdelnaby was saying, Hubie, I thought that was strong. But you're right. It's got to be double strong against a guy like Mark West. Mark West, by the way, for Phoenix, playing with a sore back. He gets spasms. It'll tighten up on him often during the ballgame.
One of the all-time great shot blockers in the history of this. stayed in his leg because of shot blocking and rebounding. And the high percentage shot.
From Cedric Ceballos, Mark West performing for Hubie's attributes. 19-9. Phoenix leading with 5:37 to go in the first quarter from Boston Garden. Celtics defending a 9-game winning streak.
Oh, good. All right, you see, they're making him pass the ball into a tough shot.
Big shot from Reggie Lewis, the captain of the Boston Celtics, and now it's a 7-point game, and there was 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
The Gamble and Lewis both hit 40. I mean,
yes,
might see it. Yes, they might. They keep taking most of the shots.
Right now, Gamble has 6, Lewis has 5. Stolen by Abdelnaby. He has Gamble with him.
Go strong. Go strong.
Alaa runs hard and lays it in. Barkley almost blocked it.
He could not do that again. We'll give him that same move 5 times. I guarantee he can't make that same shot.
Celtics within 5. Boston on an 8-2 run. The building coming alive. Barkley against Abdelnaby. Lewis deciding for the double team. Douglas comes to him. Rebound Kleine.
They're not
he loses
Charles until Charles dribbles the basketball.
Loose ball foul on Ceballos.
We're going to show you this. This is excellent anticipation by Alaa. Now watch this now. As the pass goes in to Barkley, he shoots the gap. Mike Krzyzewski at Duke would be very, very, very happy for Alaa right now. But watch this shot. Watch this shot. This is a tough shot because he's out there fairly far, and he swished it. He didn't even bank it in.
And now a slimmer, trimmer, leaner, meaner Oliver Miller, the rookie, in at center. Wears 25. He'll be playing Joe Kleine. Celtics within 5. Lewis beats Marley off the dribble, and Lewis has 7.
Just love Reggie Lewis's game. And you just said Parrish described him perfectly. He is a silent killer.
Lewis has hit the last 3. Johnson pulls up, misses. Abdelnaby keeps it alive to Sherman Douglas.
Nice ball fake.
Gamble buries it, and the Celtics are within 1.
Lewis and Gamble on fire.
Boston on a 12-2 run. Johnson with a penetration.
One of the best ever for a person who's right-handed, going to his left, and he finishes. He finishes strong when he dribbles with that left hand.
Joe Kleine from 15.
He can make that. Joe Kleine can make that.
Oh, we've got another beauty here. Phoenix, Chicago, exciting on Tuesday. Now the Celtics are coming alive. It's Boston ball with a chance to take the lead.
Kevin Johnson is blowing by Sherman Douglas, and Chris Ford is going to have to do something about this. He's breaking the defense down. But give the Celtics credit, they're holding them now to 1 shot.
Right, Lewis.
Nice fake. Nice fake.
Kleine. He has a nice fake, and Barkley fouls Joe Kleine.
That's a smart play. Strong foul. That's okay. When you're a Celtic, you expect that, because the history of the Celtics has been strong fouls, and please don't pick up the player.
A 14-4 Boston run. Celtics within 1 point.
We told you at the top of the show, Kevin Johnson and Barkley demand a double team. Now, right now, keep an eye on this side. If you are going to help out, you must come and pick him up by that white line once he blows by Sherman Douglas. And he's gone by him so many times already, you know, Douglas might catch cold. But right now, you can see it. There he is. He's inside of it, breaking it down. Now, at the other end of the floor, watch Marley come off of 2 screens. We call that stagger basketball. Now, right now, you have a great player who had nothing, and he breaks the double team. He is a great one.
Joe Kleine's going to the line. Boston opened up. Speaking of cold, the ice is still down here at Boston Garden. It's probably about 35 degrees here. That's an official complaint about the temperature. And Boston opened up this game 1 for 9 in the last 4 minutes, 8 for 8.
But they're back in it now strong. Joe Kleine is going to be a big factor in this ball game. He's got to be able to help the people out do a great yeoman job on the defensive board, and then make the easy jump shots facing.
Boston has never led in this game, and Kleine doesn't give him the lead as he goes 0 for 2 from the line. Douglas goes down. Johnson misses. Abdelnaby with a rebound, and Douglas is slow getting up.
Yep. If you go up front, you're open. If you go up front, you're open. Nice move. Sherman Douglas. See, I think Sherman hurt his left leg. Plus, he had the wind knocked out of him. Kevin Johnson went right into it. You say, well, that should have been an offensive foul. Well, the referee looks at this, and we're going to show it to you right now. Now watch Kevin. See, Kevin goes right into his chest, knocks him down. He hurts the left leg there a little bit, and also it took the wind out of him. But you're not going to get that call against Kevin Johnson. No way. He's an all-NBA performer 4 times.
The Celtics have tied it. They had never led in this game. Douglas will give them an opportunity to take the lead. And here is a guy that people felt was an albatross for the Celtics.
Since the All-Star game, he went home. He got his life together away from the court. Chris Ford was telling me today. He has come back now. He's playing the best basketball since he joined this ball club. But right now, as I'm watching him, he's really limping. He's favoring that leg right now. Now, the other factor is Chris said, he's become a happier guy. And that's great because he's playing excellent basketball.
That has certainly been probably the biggest difference. Barkley gets the lob, misses the fadeaway. Lewis with the rebound to Sherman Douglas. Celtics lead for the first time here, 22-21. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Joe Kleine looking for help.
Nice pass.
Abdelnaby misses the lay-in.
He's 0 for 3 in layups, okay?
Marley misses the 3. Kevin
nice pass
to Barkley. He draws the foul.
What a great behind-the-back pass that time by Kevin Johnson. And then another smart foul by Kleine saying, touche, Charles Barkley, you are going strong to the floor.
Kleine picks up the personal foul. The Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics. Phoenix, best record in the NBA. Boston Celtics, 9-game win streak on the line. Phoenix jumped out to a 17-6 lead, and the Celtics have battled back to take a 1-point lead until Barkley ties it with that free throw. Minute 43 to go in the first quarter. Danny Ainge, former Boston Celtic, about to enter the game, and they're on their feet. Some of these fans in here to applaud as Frank Johnson and Danny Ainge enter the ball game. Ainge to a big round of applause out at center court.
Oh, they love Ainge. He played on 2 championship teams, 2 rings, plus he was a great three-point shooter along with Larry Bird during the championship years. A feisty 6'5" guy and a tenacious defensive player.
His only visit here to the Garden this year. A lot of people on their feet applauding this guy. He went to Portland, played for a championship. He's been around some. 1-point Phoenix lead, 1:27 to go first quarter. Ainge breaks the double team, gets into the paint, has it blocked. Oliver Miller dishes to Marley, and Thunder Dan lays it in.
The difference between the 2 teams now also is the inability of the Celtics to score inside of the painted area, and the fact that the Celtics, at the other end, the Phoenix is doing an excellent job converting the layups.
Minute left in the first quarter. Reggie Lewis from Gamble, and the foul.
Is there anything that he cannot do? He's an excellent post-up player at 6'7". He's great facing the basket. He's terrific off the dribble going to the hole, and he gets fouled. And they say, when are we at our best, Chris Ford says? When Reggie Lewis gets to the foul line 10 times a night.
Dan Marley picks up 2 personals here now with a minute to go in the first quarter. Marley, the defensive stopper at guard. He had to deal with Michael Jordan on Tuesday night. And now has Reggie Lewis, and Reggie already with 9 points. Tied at 25. Oliver Miller. 40 pounds lighter and better at center. Barkley just pulls up and shoots over Abdelnaby.
That's why I wanted to bring out that point earlier. Charles on his career, 57% shooting. That's incredible.
See that move by Reggie Lewis around Dan Marley. It's tied at 27.
That's a stutter-step crossover. He just lost Marley right on the spot.
And Marley is not exactly chopped liver.
We'd like to show you Charles scoring over Abdelnaby. See, right now, when Charles catches in here, you have a lot of problems because he can do so many things, and he always has the fadeaway J.
Ainge and Marley, both excellent three-point shooters. 10 seconds to shoot. Ainge tries the penetration. Kicks to Frank Johnson. Misses from the baseline. Rebound. Kleine.
Nice. 2-on-1.
The foul before the basket. Wave it off. It's going to be on Charles Barkley, which will be his second.
Wow, they're shooting the penalty, so they'll go to the line. Charles did not want to deliberately foul in that situation. He thought that he played it as well as he could defensively. We're going to give it to you as they're coming down. Now keep an eye on Charles as he reaches in to disrupt the pass. Right there. See, that was the call.
But you know what? Abdelnaby made that play.
Yes, he did. They wave it off, however. Boston with a 1-point lead. Dee Brown comes in here for the final 15.2 seconds of the first quarter.
I thought Wayne Embry paid one of the greatest compliments to Reggie Lewis. For the people who follow the NBA for so many years, Wayne Embry, the excellent general manager of the Cleveland team who played here in Boston, said Reggie Lewis is the reincarnation of the player Sam Jones.
Wow.
Wow. Now that is a tremendous compliment because their games are somewhat the same.
Reggie Lewis, with that free throw, has 14 points. Barkley has 12. They are the two top scorers. Lewis also with 3 rebounds and 3 assists already with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Dee Brown in.
Excellent defense on Kevin.
And the foul by Abdelnaby prior to Barkley's 3-point attempt, and that's the third on Alaa with only 0.7 of a second remaining here in the first quarter.
So you made a good point earlier, Bob. He's expendable because he only plays 16, 18 minutes a night because down the line, you know that McHale will be in there in that position, and then they could play Kleine and McHale together, and plus you now have McDaniels in there who can give you that big forward position where he played in the early part of the season.
Plus, he's held Charles to 13 points here in the quarter.
The big players on both sides are playing big tonight.
Both of them, Reggie Lewis with 14, and if Charles hits this, he too will have 14 points in the first quarter.
Full court press now.
At the end of one, it's even Steven, 29 apiece. Phoenix jumped out to a 17-6 lead, 13-2 at one point, and the Celtics have come back.
And they're getting great play from Gamble and Lewis, and also good defensive rebounding right now.
Chris Ford's team on a 9-game win streak. Phoenix Suns on a 5-game winning streak, including that win over Chicago on Tuesday night. Dee Brown, Xavier McDaniel, Reggie Lewis, Joe Kleine, and Kevin Gamble on the floor for the Celtics.
See, Phoenix loves to switch on a screen and roll, so the Celtics knew that. They went right away and tried to post up Lewis.
Oliver Miller, the rookie from Arkansas, who's dropped 40 pounds and playing better and better, has a lot of talent.
Well, Paul Westphal's been high on him since the first day of camp. The big factor was, though, with all that weight, a stretch factor in the foot, and then tendonitis in one knee.
Miller finds Barkley. 3 on the shot clock. Barkley shoots it from the Boston Harbor. Didn't hit the iron, so that was a violation, and the turnover goes to the Celtics.
On Charles' behalf, he read the clock. Realized the clock was going down. He had to force that one up. Right now, you have Lewis, McDaniel, and Gamble out there as your main scorers. See, I like this. Post them up, force Ainge to blend, take the double team, and then ball movement.
Reggie Lewis from Dee Brown. And the second leading scorer for the Phoenix Suns is on the floor, the rookie, Richard Dumas.
See, Reggie Lewis will take the double teams and find the free people. You don't have to worry about that. He plays within whatever that defense gives their offense.
Reggie 6 out of 9 from the floor. Ainge has the mismatch now with Joe Kleine.
Well, he's yelling down because he'd like to take him off the dribble here.
But Boston zoned up beautifully.
Yes, they did.
Nothing but a herd of white shirts down there. Dee Brown the wall to Xavier McDaniel. Oh, that was close to a poster play.
All I know is it's a turnover. That's all I know. The pass was too hard. Xavier McDaniel was trying to catch it with one hand. That's like trying to catch Nolan Ryan barehanded.
Are you kidding me? Forever the fan, forever the coach. Barkley to Dumas. Dumas coming off that sprained ankle, not really back in shape yet. Xavier McDaniel with the rebound. Celtics lead by 2. Gamble, good penetration. Goes to the offhand.
What a great play. He was bumped by Dumas, and he still tiptoed down through there and salvaged it. That's the old story. Can you shoot with your left hand? Can you score with that left hand?
Yes, 10 points for Oscar Gamble, his nickname here in Boston. Barkley backing in.
Nice.
Hands it off to Alaa Abdelnaby.
What a gorgeous pass. Please do not underestimate Charles Barkley's passing ability.
Lewis down to McDaniel. He had a good game against Philadelphia the other night. Gamble open for the jumper from 18. He has 12.
Like the spacing, Bob. The Celtics are getting good spacing. Once that ball leaves the double team, they're finding the free guy.
Celtics look like they're well coached.
They've won the division championship the last 2 years. Chris Ford, 2 for 2. We'd like to show you what spacing means. Xavier McDaniels gets double team down inside. Keep an eye to the left side. There's the double team. Now, he fakes the pass, and they catch you 2-on-1 on the opposite side of the floor. That was beautiful.
Xavier McDaniel called for the foul. Joe Kleine sits down, and Kevin McHale, whose offensive game has been missing, is in the game right now at the power forward. Actually, at center. Dumas, look at that move inside.
Over the back.
Phoenix foul, and it'll be called on Miller, his first.
See, in the league, the Celtics rank 4th in defensive rebounding. They do a good job. They hold you to 1 shot. And you are being tested tonight by these great athletes in Phoenix. They really crash the glass.
And they keep pouring weapons at you. Marley and Frank and Kevin Johnson back in for Dumas and Frank Johnson.
Now, with this unit on the floor for Phoenix, they're playing Marley at small forward. But how about this? Marley is going to play Reggie Lewis, Danny Ainge on Gamble.
Dee Brown at the point guard, down to Reggie Lewis. There's the double team.
That was smart. You got to make the second pass, Dee.
He steps up to about 18 and hits the jumper.
Yeah, that's nice, okay? You can do that early, but over the course of the 48 minutes, that's going to hurt you. Make the second pass, make it an easy game.
Celtics were down 17-6. They now lead 37-31. Kevin Johnson from 13.
Nice stuff. And Dee Brown played him real well. Kevin has not been able to get by Dee Brown yet.
Looking for McDaniel.
Great move. Great move. Surprised him with the spin move to the baseline, Don.
The veteran versus the youngster. Ceballos is very quick and has some pretty good defense. Dee Brown with the foul.
We'd like to show you Kevin working hard versus Dee Brown. See, Dee Brown has quick feet and long arms. Long arms. That was a tough shot. But then again, Kevin's accustomed to scoring. Watch the quick move to the baseline. Oh, he caught the youngster. Caught him that time. Right on his back.
And the steal.
Nice pass.
The baseball pass. Lewis. Fouled by Kevin Johnson.
See, the great teams in this league, through the history of time, do not give up the easy layup. They take the hard foul. They make you go to the foul line and make your 2 foul shots. You didn't hear Reggie Lewis complain because Reggie's been here and has played on many a great team, and he understands the hard contact. Now, here it is right now. Great pass out by McDaniel, and in a strong finish.
17 points for Reggie Lewis with 7:57 to go in the half, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. Phoenix against Chicago on Tuesday night. Hubie, I know you saw the game, and a lot of our viewers did. Phoenix, late in the ball game, forced Chicago's 2 bad free throw shooters to the line late. It's one of the reasons Phoenix beat the Bulls.
Yeah, you're right about that, Bob, and that was a great game. Best game I've seen for you. Another steal. Yeah, they're causing them problems with their trapping and playing in the passing.
McDaniel from the corner. It is a
another steal. Yeah, they're causing them problems with their trapping and playing in the passing.
McDaniel from the corner. It is a 10-point lead.
And another bit.
Stolen by Lewis. The Garden has come alive.
They look great defensively.
Dee Brown berries.
They are on fire. 7 of their last 8 shots.
Three-pointer and a 17-4 run. Barkley went to the bench with 9 minutes to go in the quarter. The Celtics are on an 11-2 run.
Right. Also, just watch, after all foul shots, they are in a 2-2-1 zone press. Now watch Oliver Miller. He's coming down in here. It's putting pressure on the guards in the back court. It's definitely surprised Phoenix. Phoenix now has 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes.
And Charles Barkley is back on the floor.
And they're making it happen. Once they get the turnover, they are knocking in the shots, and like we said, they've made 7 of their last 8.
So Phoenix has Kevin Johnson, Dan Majerle, Danny Ainge, Ceballos, and Barkley on the floor.
All right, they're matching up now. They're showing 2-2-1.
There it is. McDaniel looking for the shot.
Yes, sure. See, when they show you that 2-2-1, they're getting up playing you man-to-man. And that's when you like to see good zone principles used. You're really playing areas, but the guy is up on the ball.
Barkley pulls up, misses from the perimeter. Dee Brown. Celtics are fast with this unit on there, save for Kevin McHale.
Big difference has been Dee Brown coming in and stopping Kevin Johnson's penetration.
Celtics 10 to shoot. McDaniel hands off to Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis has 20 points.
Now they're going right back into this trapping business again. They're in a 2-2-1 right now. And Phoenix is oblivious of this. Once you get it back over half court, they're matching up, except for one thing. You're inside of 12 seconds.
Kevin Johnson with a beautiful penetration move.
You know what he said? Hey, I'm going to go buy Dee Brown now.
Look at Xavier McDaniel. He's looking like a man possessed.
Yes, he is.
Couldn't get it to go, but got 1 offensive rebound. He has 5 total.
Goodness do. He's in there playing a strong game.
Marley with a strong move.
I'd like to show you a replay. Now, just watch this. This is a little guard around action. See, watch the back screen. That used to be real big in the 40s and 50s. Basket cut right off. At the other end, this is what this young man does best. And like we told you, he's excellent going to his left, and then he loves to finish with the left hand.
They were playing basketball in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, they were playing guard around. Pass, go behind, get the basketball. Or, when I pass it to you, you give that little back screen like Xavier McDaniel did that time, and then that frees the man.
Suns trying to get back in this thing. Believe this, they led 13 to 2 and 17 to 6. If you could only have seen the look I got from Hubie just then. And Hubie and I, my buddy, will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game. You're really my buddy since you got those great tickets, you know?
All right, here we go. Reggie Lewis is just killing the defense.
Reggie Lewis with the penetration hands it to McDaniels. Daniel will go to the line.
The reason why I bring up Reggie Lewis's name, they're setting screens for him on the baseline. He's coming off what we call the staggered screen. You have to work so hard to do that. Majerle, who is chasing him, is getting bumped all over the place. Then what happens, once Reggie catches the basketball, he's putting it down on the floor because he is ahead of Majerle and forcing the double team that's opening up other people. That's a talent.
Ceballos picked up the foul on Xavier McDaniel. That's his second. 49-37 Boston, 5:58 to go in the half.
Bob, since the X-Man has gone to the bench, he's really putting up better numbers. His total game is much more efficient for this basketball team. They were trying to play him at big forward in the first half of the season. It just didn't work out. They weren't getting the rebound that was necessary for that position. Here's the trap again.
Kevin Johnson, no look. Ceballos. Oh, he has lightning quick slashing. And they don't really run plays for him this set.
No, they don't.
But you don't have to on that kind of breakaway. Kevin McHale from 16.
X-Man kept that alive.
Here comes Charles. But look how quickly Boston's defense got back.
We said that at the top. That's going to be the big key. Can they get back over 48 minutes?
Barkley with a very difficult fall away in the lane. And Thunder Dan has 11.
Tough shot. Well, you know they're not going to be quiet. You know, they're the top scoring team in the league and the second best shooting team in the league. So you know that they're going to give a run at it.
McHale has not scored a point in the last 2.5 games. He was 0 for 2 in the game against Philadelphia.
That's a good clear out now. Let Charles work, take the double team.
Kevin Johnson with a beautiful pass to Cedric Ceballos, who got his own missed shot.
Remember, he missed that shot, bounced back, and came right back up on the next.
Up is the right word. He was above the rim to the tipper.
That's right. Good timeout right now by Chris Ford. Stop the tempo. Let's try to regroup, and let's go to a special play. The key, good teams will always come out of a timeout with a good play.
Suns on a 10-2 run in the last 2 minutes, 5 seconds.
Now, I'd like to show you Kevin Johnson beating the press with the dribble. Now, as he comes over, watch a little hesitation and a step through. Now, we're going to freeze it for you to show you that they now have 4 offensive players. The key being that as Kevin comes down the middle, you have 4 against 3. The main thing is don't settle for the jump shot. Take it strong to the basket and punish the trap.
Punish the trap. Dee Brown. Good defense by Kevin Johnson. 5 seconds to shoot. Does Gamble know it? Now 3. The fadeaway. Rebound, Marley. The ball fake, and Marley steps in for the 14-footer.
They just have so many guns. They just keep coming at you with shooters. All their guys can end the play.
A 12-2 Phoenix run. They are within 5 of the Celtics with under 4 minutes to go in the half. Been a game of runs.
Nice man.
Xavier McDaniel.
See, Charles did not elevate at all to challenge that shot. And they should keep going to the X-Man because Barkley does not want to get into foul trouble.
Xavier with 8 points off the bench.
Very nice shot. Solid job.
Looking for Ceballos down low.
Good hands.
Away.
Good hands by Gamble. Knocked that away.
McDaniel was involved in that too as he headed over. That was Reggie Lewis who forced Marley to give it up. And Kevin Johnson hits it at the buzzer. It is a 4-point game, and Kevin has 9, including a triple at the buzzer. Soft left-hander by Gamble doesn't go. Barkley outlet Kevin Johnson. Nice pass.
One step over half court and a long bounce pass right on the money.
Cedric has 10 points. Boston by 2.
You got to get back into how you got here. You came to the dance with double-team basketball, finding the free people.
Xavier McDaniel's turnaround misses. Reggie Lewis is there. The putback. No, McHale with the over-the-back foul.
Good call. Kevin was behind that time. Back in the old days, his lift would have been a little bit higher. I always said when you had Parrish and McHale, they could be totally blocked out, but they'd get over it. What a great bounce pass right here on the money. Not only did he throw it over 40 feet, but the bounce was up at waist level. The catch and the shot. Beautiful.
Now Barkley isolated against Xavier McDaniel. McDaniel, a strong defender. Barkley's turnaround falls, and Charles has 16.
Charles is saying, you know, fellas, if you're not going to double team me, I have to punish you with the fall-away jump shot.
Dee Brown left alone. Barkley with another board. It's punched away from behind.
Now 3-on-2.
Gamble.
Take it strong. Good call.
Counter basket. 14 points for Gamble.
I'm surprised Mark West, one of the premier shot blockers, always in the top 10 when he was getting major minutes for years and years. He tries to take the charge. You know, you're on the road. You're not going to get that ball too close to the basket. The old story, you got to be out almost by the dotted line here in the NBA. In high school and college, you had the charge. No problem. Mark, you're better off going hard foul.
Mark West has 2 now and will sit down, and Oliver Miller comes back in. You're not only on the road, you're at Boston Garden.
Oh?
I know that probably doesn't make a difference.
Here comes the trap again. 2-2-1 right now.
Celtics by 3. Ceballos bounce pass Oliver Miller. Soft touch doesn't go. There is Barkley.
The weakness of the zone presses is once you get down inside and you shoot inside that foul line, is that the rebounders are coming from areas where they're not getting a solid block out.
Minute 40 to go in the half. It has been a game of runs. Reggie Lewis fadeaway drops. Reggie Lewis has 22. Charles has 18. Gamble has 15.
Reggie Lewis has shown us the entire game.
Loose ball foul. We talk about a game of runs. Take a look at this. Suns opened up 17-6. Then the Celtics played. Then the Celtics went on another run, and now the Suns on the 21-9 ramble.
But you can't have a record like they have. 53-15. On the road, they're 23-11. That ties the all-time franchise record for road wins. 23.
Coming up at halftime, Danny Ainge coming into the ball game. Our Reebok halftime report. Busy night of NBA action. New York, Miami playing. New Jersey, Chicago. Both of those important, of course, to playoff picture. Also, Ernie and Hubie will take a look at the NBA draft's latest entry. Sean Bradley, all 7 feet 6 inches of him from BYU. The Reebok halftime report coming up shortly.
Both teams shooting a penalty. Plenty of time.
Xavier McDaniel misses the 3. Barkley with the rebound. He has 9. A chance for Phoenix to regain the lead. Barkley will take the set shot triple and bury it, and Charles has 21.
Once again, Kevin Johnson penetrates, sucks the defense to him, make turns, pitches it out, and they kill you with those 3. Barkley, Ainge, and Majerle.
Kevin McHale looking for his first points in 2 games. Finally finds them on the turnaround from the baseline.
Got to get back here. Pay attention. Kevin gave Dee Brown all his stuff.
And Dee Brown played excellent defense and kept that position.
Yes, he did. Kevin's having a tough time beating Dee Brown when he's trying to take him one-on-one. He's better off with the screen and roll. He has a chance then to shake him.
12 to shoot. Now 8. Charles against McDaniel. Now 5. The fadeaway. Counted. Barkley has 23.
At least 5 of those. At least 5 fadeaway jumpers with the clock going down. Clear out for Reggie Lewis.
Boston down 2.
Smart. Double team and make him give it up.
Daniel is fouled with 4.7 to go in the half. You know, Phoenix scores 114 points a game, and they're right on target for that at 61 right here. That leads the league in offense.
Well, Paul Westphal was a great offensive player during his heyday, 12 years, 5 times an All-Star, 4 times All-NBA.
You coached him.
Well, I had him in New York. He was with us for 1 year, and his contract ran out our first year in '83, and he was just terrific for us. We had 8 new players. We kept 4 guys. Got in the second round, lost to Philly. They eventually won the championship, but Paul had a terrific season. He had to overcome a severe, deep thigh bruise.
Paul Westphal and Phoenix Suns call a timeout, leading at 61-60, 4.7 seconds to go in the half. I enjoyed when we chatted with Paul at their practice this morning. He still talks to you like you're his coach.
Well, a cerebral player. When he was playing for you, you knew that the coaching was down the line. Not only was he a heady player, he played on the great Celtic teams, he played on great teams in Phoenix, but when you would sit and talk to him on the bus or wherever, he always had great input into who was doing what and how we could best improve the ball club. And, you know, he put in his dues. 2 years at Grand Canyon, 1 year at Southwestern, 4 years as Cotton's assistant, and then he's done it. Now, look right here with this ball club. It's his style of game. 114 a game. the first in point differential, so you know they're playing great defense, and then first in 3 points, and then in regards to their own shooting, see, that's what you love. They have great field goal shooting, and then they're first in the league in getting to the foul line, getting there 31 times a game. Look at this.
Kevin Johnson is going to get the shot up. No basket. The buzzer sounded. And appropriately, this game is tied 61-61.
See, the buzzer in the NBA doesn't mean anything. It's when the clock goes 0, 0, 0 right across the board. Even if the buzzer is late, it's the zeros and the red light take precedence over the buzzer.
Barkley with 23 points and 10 rebounds, and Reggie Lewis with 22 for Boston. And let's just listen to this last play.
Well, I'll tell you, I forget about listening. You know, the key there was I thought that it was tie goes to the runner. All right, we can bring that in for baseball. That was a tie. It should have counted.
61-61. Hubie and I are going to get a big, deep breath. Be back for the Suns and the Celtics. Barkley and Lewis. Barkley 23, Lewis 22. Barkley out rebounding, which surprises nobody. 10-4, 8 of 14, and Reggie Lewis 8 of 12. How about this? In his last 3.5 games, Reggie Lewis is now shooting 63% from the field.
Wow. On fire. And he's been carrying them, but so has Gamble. Now, we don't want to, discredit Gamble. Gamble had 15 big ones himself in that half. But with this unit out on the floor right now, you're relying on Gamble and Lewis to carry you. But Abdelnaby and Douglas have got to help out here right now.
Well, remember, the Suns bench is deep. However, only 2 points from the bench in the first half. That's the reason Boston could come back and tie this game. 14 on the shot clock. Celtics ball.
Kevin Johnson really digging in, doing an excellent job. Interesting statement by Westphal. Kevin does not have to give us 20 points and 10 assists anymore. The points are down, and he has more energy for defense.
Lewis misses. Nice. Kleine rebound. Missed the putback. We've got to have Lewis tied at 61 opening moments of the third quarter. Bob Dean and Hubie Brown with you from the Boston Garden, and Kevin Johnson has 11.
In this league, when you miss the easy bunnies, it's just incredible how many times they score immediately at the other end.
Reggie Lewis pops off the Kleine screen. Short arms it. Goes back with his own rebound. Short arms it again. Rebound West. Kevin Johnson has Marley on the wing. Barkley saw the lane. Hands to West. Count the basket.
What a beautiful pass by Charles Barkley to West Hustling. Now, West is shooting 62% for the year, but he's not in the top 10. Now, just watch this pass. He's not in the top 10 because he's not attempted enough shots. But he's always up there in the high 50s and 60s because he knows his limitations, stays with the dunks and the baby power moves.
When people look at the centers like Elijah Wan, Robinson, Patrick Ewing, people say Phoenix has no center. Tom Chambers injured right now. What do you think about that?
No, their centers understand their job. Rebound, play defense, block shots, and let the other guys take all the shots.
Abdelnaby, turnaround jumper, missed everything. Alaa was 1 for 6 in the first half. He's now 1 for 7. Not having a good offensive night.
Now, this is a night that you cannot play small.
Marley to West.
Now, just think about the difference here. Mark West, not a premier scorer, sends everything down with a thunder in this ball game. At the other end of the floor, Abdelnaby getting the same opportunities and sending weak stuff up, and it's coming back.
Get this. Want to talk deja vu all over again? 7-0 run to open the game. 22nd Boston timeout. Second half, 7-0 Phoenix run. 22nd timeout.
Well, you know, an awful lot of coaches have a time clock in their head that they call a timeout after certain runs, and I'm serious about that. Here's a strong move, and see, that's the way to send it down. Send it down strong. But then also, if I'm coaching right now, I call them over and I say right now, how come you guys didn't foul West and put him on the foul line on that shot? Don't give him the dunk.
7-point Phoenix lead. It was tied at 61 at the half. 10:30. Douglas, who sprained his left knee a bit in the first half, back out at the point guard. Dee Brown finished the half at that position. This is Gamble, long range. The perimeter. This reminds me of the opening of the game.
Exactly.
Boston shoots perimeter, and Phoenix shooting from inside 15 feet. Majerle misses the turnaround. Foul in the backcourt on Cedric Ceballos.
Now that was not to stop the fast break. Ceballos is saying, come on, Dick. I really didn't get him.
That's 3.
Well, that's because you didn't get him with your hatchet. You got him with your hand, but you didn't really lay him down.
You didn't really get him. Kevin Johnson's foul of Doc Rivers. Now that's getting him. Should I brought that back up again? Reggie Lewis on the baseline. Turn around over Ceballos. Boston opening up cold. Kleine with the offensive right again this time.
Hey, everyone in the building, they said, hey, let's go a beer for Joe Kleine.
Oh, you might say that was an offensive foul. Ceballos just grabbed Douglas, threw him away, and picked up his 4th personal foul, which could be significant.
Yes, but they still have Dumas to take his place, or they can go with Danny Ainge and move Majerle up to the small forward spot.
Kevin Johnson looked over here at me after that call. He said, geez, I was wrestled to the floor twice in Chicago and never heard a whistle. Michael Jordan
clear out.
Something to do with it. Lewis pull-up ball from 12 feet.
See, if you play Reggie one-on-one tonight, it's lights out. He scores. If you give him the double team, he gives it up. Here comes Ainge now. Ainge will be coming in for Ceballos.
Boston back to within 3. 9:22 to go in the third. Barkley against Abdelnaby. 8 to shoot. It'll be Phoenix ball.
See, when you get double teamed, the other guys, you got to play your man. See, right now, this is easy for Reggie. Reggie's on a tear tonight. A one-on-one, hey, I'm going to take it on your face, throw it up and get that fadeaway jump shot that I have down pat.
Lewis has 24. Ainge pulls up, misses the 3. Rebound Sherman Douglas.
Nice to have Douglas in there, helping out on the boards.
Stolen by Barkley and fouled by Douglas.
Excellent foul by Douglas.
Charles jams it anyway and may have bent the rim.
Well, it should pop back up right now. Let's see if it pops up. Yep. There you go.
That looks loose to me.
The credibility of the pop-out rim was at stake. All right, here's Barkley. Barkley coming through, and then for a little showtime, send this one home.
Dick Bavetta with a fall away from the ball down on the baseline. Phoenix getting a bit testy right now.
Yeah.
That foul's going to be on Abdelnaby, his 4th.
Now, it happened before, because before he went down in there and Barkley throws his arms away. Just watch it, right to the right. See, Barkley throws his hands away, and then Abdelnaby goes back in and gets him with a forearm.
They go right back to Charles against Alaa.
They'll get him out of the game.
Barkley gets the roll. Charles has 25. Looking for Abdelnaby, posting against Barkley, just waiting for it. Douglas in Boston says, let's try Gamble.
You got to take it strong.
Gamble gets it smacked out of there by Mark West. Charles wants the 3.
Kevin Johnson didn't like the fact that he did not get it back, and that was true because he had his man beaten. He had to give and go. Barkley waved at him and said, you know what? I feel a 3.
The two of them discussed it, smiled, high-fived. That's what happens when you're winning. Vintage Charles Barkley, 28 points, 11 rebounds.
He's working hard, and he has the baseline move. He's got the hook down inside. He's got the power, and he's got the fadeaway right there. It's been working all night. You play him one-on-one, he's going to punish you. Now just watch the give and go. See, Kevin said I was open. Charles says yes, but
I'm feeling the 3. And let's take a look at some of the scores on the Chevrolet scoreboard. It's Portland ahead, New York clobbering Charlotte. Big game in the Atlantic Division, in the Eastern Conference for that matter. 22nd timeout was called successfully by Sherman Douglas.
Now that was a good. They've got to take it.
Beating New Jersey, important to Boston.
Right now, big concern. What is wrong with Cleveland? Struggling and not scoring a lot of points.
I was going to ask you, they're not scoring. I wonder why. Douglas tries the penetration. He doesn't get anything. Kicks to McDaniel. From 19 feet, Xavier McDaniel playing as well as I've seen him recently in his career.
Well, he had an excellent first half, coming in with 10 points, but more important, giving him a lot of muscle and keeping the ball alive on the offensive board. Plus, he's matched up with Charles, and this is good. Good banging.
Got a foul on Sherman Douglas prior to the Joe Kleine.
Oh, and a technical.
Blocked shot, and now the technical and 3 fouls on Sherman Douglas. So many things are happening in this game. Things happen before you finish describing what happened.
Well, keep an eye on it to the left of your screen. You're going to see Kevin go back door, and there is the grab right there on the left hip. Good rotation by Joe Kleine. But you can see he grabbed him with his left hand.
Haynes with the technical free throw. 74-67 Phoenix. 7:29 to go in the third quarter. It will be Phoenix ball. Boston, by the way, already with 4 team fouls in this quarter. Phoenix with only 1. Barkley against McDaniel.
See, they don't double Charles until he gets into the lane area.
That's the double. We saw Kleine tried to hit West.
They actually called a 3-second call. And it was on Mark West who moved into the lane.
Phoenix with 10 turnovers, Boston with 2.
It's taking the Celtics a little while this quarter to get into their offense.
Gamble with 7 on the shot clock.
He got bumped. He got bumped strong that time by Danny Ainge.
Kevin Johnson with a penetration drops to Barkley. Looking for Ainge. Back to Charles.
Nice fake.
Ainge to Marley. Blocked by Lewis.
Got to push him. You need a basket.
Lewis over Ainge. The captain has 26 points.
I like what he said. What are you going to do as captain? I'm not much of a talker. All I try to do is lead by example. I come early, I work hard every day, and I play 100%. Not bad.
Illegal defense.
Yep. See, what's happening is they know that they have to double team Charles, but the rule tonight must be we're going to double team him once he gets inside of the green area. All right? And that means come strong. But right now, you got to anticipate, because right now Charles is going in slow motion. But if he would make quicker moves, it would help the Celtics double team him.
Now they have Kleine on him. Here comes Gamble. Somebody got a piece of that. Off the Celtics, it will belong to Phoenix, 74-69. Suns by 5. It was tied at 61 at the end of the first half. 6:01 to go in the third quarter.
Charles is drawing a crowd when he shoots.
Kevin Johnson with the beautiful penetration move and the pull-up 10-footer. Kevin has 13 points.
Once again, going to his left, a little head fake. They're so tough. They have so many weapons. That's the thing the beauty of this ball club.
Lewis finds Kleine on the baseline. Moving on Phoenix. Here comes J.J. again. Behind the Ainge for 3.
A perfect 20-foot pass behind the back.
Xavier McDaniel working against Marley. Gets his own offensive board. Fits everybody out. Draws the foul.
We'd like to show you Charles doing his thing. Now just watch how far he throws that ball. That's a good 20 feet, and then to one of the premier three-point shooters in this league. You know, Danny Ainge, it's really kind of hysterical when you say a guy is shooting 43% in threes, and he only ranks 7th in the league. I mean, think about that.
The triples have arrived. That was, by the way, the 3rd personal foul on Mark West. He may go to the bench, and we'll see the rookie Oliver Miller here shortly for Phoenix. Dee Brown also checking in for Boston. West sits, Miller enters, and Sherman Douglas also goes to the bench.
I said at the top of the show, the toughest thing when you play Phoenix
is you must keep up your transition defense for 48 minutes. Not a half, not three-quarters. They put the Douglas, not a half, not three-quarters. They put the pressure on you because not only do you have to continue to run back, you play them off the dribble because they're all slashers, but then you must still have the quickness to get out and stop the threes.
9-point Phoenix lead, 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Isolating Kevin Johnson against Dee Brown. Barkley up
Green
the
and roll
line. They faked the screen. Johnson got the penetration, had nowhere to go with it.
Joe Kleine got popped, and he's holding on to the stanchion at the other end of the floor. I think he either got, he got hit in the face, right in the mouth.
Well, Oliver Miller fouled Dee Brown on the other end. Dee Brown will go to the free throw line. Let's see if there's any blood from Kleine. I don't think so. He'd have to leave if there is.
Joe does an excellent job coming over to help here right now. And look at that. Takes the charge, and as Kevin throws it, catches him right in the mouth.
Dee Brown looks like he's come back completely from that knee injury. His quickness and lateral motion is definitely there.
And, he's playing with so much more confidence now that he's on the bench. They play him as a point guard or as a two guard, and the pressure's off him. Here comes the press. 2-2-1. Let's see if it can cause some havoc.
7-point Phoenix lead. Miller, long pass from Marley. 10 seconds to shoot. Barkley on the drive. Good block, blocked by McDaniel.
Hey, X is really hustling. If they can get a score here, the building will really light up.
McDaniel looking for the shot. Just can't get it. Miller with the rebound. Kevin Johnson takes Dee Brown, gets him on his heels, misses the bank. Kleine can't hold on to it. Barkley from Kevin Johnson.
Beautiful pass. Joe Kleine upset because he realizes he should have had that one. Once again, the unselfishness of the Phoenix Ball Club making the extra pass. Don't force a shot. Give it to someone else who has a higher percentage shot for our ball club.
Charles with 30 points now. Kleine. Just missed two from the corner. He has a good perimeter shot. They don't mind him taking that one. But once again, the Celtics not getting the shots inside or hitting them. Coming up Sunday, Hubie is going to be in San Antonio with Ron Thulin, the Knicks and the Spurs. Then on Wednesday, Orlando goes to Charlotte. Gary Bender and Hubie will have that telecast for you also.
Now that's a big game, Knicks and Spurs. The Spurs in a fight, one game on the loss side behind Houston, and then the Knicks, one game in the entire conference on the loss side ahead of Chicago. Big ball game in San Antonio.
Kevin McHale in off the bench in the first half, 9 minutes. He had one basket, no rebounds for Boston. Kleine sits down. Remember, Robert Parrish not playing tonight because of the sprained ankle. He could play if this was the playoffs, he says, but they're trying to rest the Chief right now. He hopes to be back to play the Bulls on Sunday.
Well, they're trying to win this game against a high-powered team with no low post game. And it's hard to do over the 48 minutes because what's happening? The outside perimeter game is ice cold right now. No offensive rebounding, no penetration, not enough foul shots.
Phoenix can build their biggest lead of the game on this possession.
This guy is tough dude or what?
Got the penetration, kicked it for the three. 10 to shoot. Barkley's going to take it and hit it. Has Charles missed the three tonight? He missed one when the shot clock was winding down.
Now they're 5 for 9 in threes right now. Now this is a ball club that takes 13.5, 13 and a half threes a ball game.
Barkley 3 of 4 from three-point land. McDaniel misses. The Celtics are ice cold. Dee Brown misses the steal attempt. Kevin Johnson just keeps taking it inside to Miller.
Look out,
Barkley. Not this time.
Give it up.
4 on 2. McDaniel fouled hard by Kevin Johnson, which gives me an opportunity to talk about the
toughness that's being exhibited by Kevin Johnson. People who know him know he's always been mentally tough. But his image is coming tougher, not just from the Knicks incident either.
But this guy's a great player, Bob. You know, when we said that he's 20 to 10, 20 and 10, 20 points and 10 assists, only 6 guys in the history of this game. Now, Oscar did it 5 times. Isaiah, now how about that? 4 times. Kevin Johnson is right there with Magic Johnson. And he still has how many more years left in his career? And a lot of people also forget the guy was a high minor league baseball player while he was attending the University of California. He was a shortstop in the Oakland A's farm system. And then he says, then I started to see too many curves, and I concentrated on basketball.
I saw too many curves in college, too. You mean curved pitches? Is that what you mean? Is that what he meant?
Well, I'm laying off for that.
86-7, back to the ball game. 86-73 Phoenix, 2:26 to go in the third quarter. The Celtics had 61 points at the break. They scored only 12 points in this quarter. 13-9. Here's the pressure that helped them get the turnover.
There's the guy in the middle of the floor who was not there in the first half.
Down to Ceballos back in the game with a reverse lay-in, and Cedric Ceballos, who had to go to the bench with 4 fouls, is back on the floor.
He's so active. You cannot fall asleep on him. I thought in Chicago the other night when he had 76, they couldn't find him.
Long pass to Ceballos. McHale got back. Got a piece of that. McDaniel comes away with it. Good move by Kevin McHale. Phoenix tried to steal a hoop. Boston down 12. Nice pass. Kevin McHale's jump hook. He has 4 points. We're seeing shadows of the great Kevin McHale.
Well, he's only playing 23 minutes a game. His shooting percentage is down from 56 to 46. He just doesn't have the lift like the old days.
10-point Phoenix lead. Barkley gets the double team. 7 to shoot. Rick Fox in the air and buries it anyway. Wanted to call. Bavetta said, play on, Charles. You've already got 35 points. Rick Fox, who did not play in the Philly game on Wednesday. McHale misses the 3. Miller with a rebound. Phoenix by 12. Frank Johnson at the point with Ainge at the other guard position. Miller, Barkley, and Ceballos up front for the Suns. Here's the double. Open man, Frank Johnson.
What a pickup this was. 8 years in the league, you know, with basically with Washington, a playoff player. 34 years. They've been playing over in Europe for the last 3 years, but he's a leader, and they love his leadership.
Rick Fox in the corner. Everything coming up short. McHale with the loose ball on the rebound, and he lays it in. Kevin has 6. It is a 12-point Phoenix lead.
See, after every score now, they're going 2-2-1. But right now, they cannot get them to turn it over.
Charles is punched away by Sherman Douglas.
Plenty of time. 10 seconds. Give it up, Charles.
Sherman Douglas like a gnat on an eagle. But Charles was going to shoot it. McDaniel, offensive foul.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge took the charge.
Yeah, Charles is all over Dick Bavetta, but he stopped. At the other end of the floor, an excellent defensive play by Danny Ainge. See, the fun thing about Phoenix is people talk and they say, well, they're not big enough to get it done. But then you underline it and you say, they out-rebound you by close to 4 a game. They are extremely consistent with their rebounding.
Charles Barkley now back into action after a chat with a little girl on the sideline. Frank Johnson said, Charles, we only have 6 seconds. Ainge with the drive. The ball flipped into the air, controlled by Fox. The buzzer sounds. It was tied 61 all at the half. And Phoenix outscores Boston 31-19 in the third quarter to take the 12-point lead.
By a dozen as they head to the fourth period at Bonds, by a dozen as they head to the fourth period at Boston Garden. Got to tell you the Mark Price story tonight at Charlotte. Price sitting on 76 straight free throws. There's number 77 in a row. He is 1 shy of tying the record held by Calvin Murphy. And here he goes for the record. Oh, doesn't get it. 1 shy, but he still gets the ball back and drains the 3. Go figure. That was a crucial hoop, too. He's second on the all-time list. Calvin Murphy still has the record, and Cleveland does have the lead in this game. 109-105, a couple of minutes to play. Now back to Boston.
Ernie, that was something. 12-point Suns lead here. Price misses the record-tying free throw, then drains the three. Go figure.
And emphasizing he's been going left. Now that was a so help me God shot. Okay, that was really a tough shot, and it just happened to fall for him.
Kevin Johnson flirting with a triple-double tonight. 21 points and looking for 22 right here. 9 assists and 8 rebounds.
Well, he said that during his career, you know, he's been 3 times an All-Star, but it's also mangy that he's been 3 times an All-NBA player. Second team twice, third team once. Nice to see him healthy.
3-point attempt is missed by McDaniel. He steps back out there again. Gamble decides against it, takes it into the paint instead. Kicks it to Abdelnaby, who hits the 13-footer. Down to West against Abdelnaby. West with not much of a post-up game, kicks it back, 5 seconds to shoot. Kevin Johnson with 3. Loose ball foul on Phoenix. It's on Ceballos.
Yeah, Ceballos was up over the top there.
That's 5. And remember, 4:27 to go in this game. And Hubie, you're going to be down in San Antonio Sunday with Ron Thulin for a very big game for both the Knicks and the Spurs in their positioning in the East and the West playoffs. Miller with the foul.
Now, Reggie Lewis and Kevin Gamble kept Boston in this game. Once we hit that third quarter, all right, Charles coming in right now, just having a monster game, 35 and 11. But going back to that other basic, they came out, Phoenix, and stopped Reggie Lewis. 2 for 6, 4 points in that third quarter. Kevin Gamble, 0 for 4, 0. Once they got command of the game, got it up around double figures, they've just been able to maintain it because Boston cannot shut them down.
That was a 3 from Dee Brown because Reggie Lewis had to give it up off the double team. Phoenix by 11. Plenty of time left. Great steal.
Great steal.
It's a 9-point Phoenix lead, and now the crowd back into it at the Garden. Time out, Phoenix. Celtics down 9. Defense has been the story when the Phoenix Suns have a big lead. Boston has come back with the steal.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. The Celtics have closed the gap to 9. You know, they're trying to chase down the Cleveland Cavaliers for the number 3 spot overall, and the Cavs gave one away tonight. They were up by 1, and there you saw Kendall Gill with the steal and the hoop. It's 114 to 113. They've got the lead. Cleveland still got a chance, but no timeouts left. And watch him hustle it down. Terrell Brandon with a chance to win the game for Cleveland. But don't forget about number 33, Alonzo Mourning in there. Number 2 in the league in blocks, and there's a big one for him there. Charlotte 114, Cleveland 113. Back to Boston.
Big win for the Charlotte Hornets, and the Boston Celtics with their 9-game win streak here are only a game and a half behind Cleveland in the East.
1 game on the loss side.
Johnson, no look, but it's stolen by Abdelnaby. Dee Brown has Lewis. The pull-up.
Yes. Now that's their second turnover in the trap this half. Now they need it right now. Just keep it on and go with the strong double team. Try not to give up a layup once you come out and match up.
Phoenix had led by 14 early in the fourth quarter, 96-82. It is now a 7-point lead. Barkley misses everything.
Now, I tell
Boston
you,
ball.
they got a break there. They got a break there. Always grab the basketball before it goes out of bounds. That could have been called off of Reggie Lewis.
Absolutely.
Now, this is big. The next foul by Phoenix, Boston is shooting the penalty.
Reggie Lewis. Over to Ceballos. Not this time. Danny Ainge coming up with a big rebound.
Phoenix guards have done a nice job in this ball game in helping out on the defensive boards.
2:55 to go. Time in the lower right of your screen. 111-104 Phoenix.
Two-man basketball. Everyone else spotted up for the three.
Marley, not this time. McDaniel kept it alive. Here's Dee Brown.
Don't go strong here.
Inside to Abdelnaby. Jump hook.
Yes, they needed that, Alaa. Go right back into the trap. The trap is on.
5-point Phoenix lead. Boston on a 9-0 run. Near steal.
But the main thing is the clock is going down. You're approaching 10 seconds on shot clock.
Barkley with a play call.
High screen and roll.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 3.
Don't let him penetrate.
The pull-up. Dee Brown.
Great defense. 4 on 3.
Gamble. McDaniel.
Yes.
It's a 3-point game. An 11-0 Boston run. Timeout Phoenix. It's a 20-second timeout. Oh, my. I thought that game was exciting Tuesday night in Chicago. Follow the Suns in here, and Boston making this one a rafter raiser. They're down by 3, have trailed by 14 here in the fourth.
Well, they're forcing the perimeter shot. Now keep an eye on this. They do an excellent job, and then Dee Brown is the freelance guy. Now, naturally, they're making every shot at the other end.
Dee Brown played the point at crunch time against Philadelphia Wednesday. He's staying in there tonight with 1:54 to go. Phoenix by 3.
Now they just match up man-to-man. Right now, Phoenix sent everyone low. They're in a 1-4 set. Two-man game on the left side with Barkley.
Boston with a foul to give. 4 seconds. Double team. 2 seconds.
That's a crime.
That's going to be a shooting foul.
A shooting foul. The shot clock was at 0. Now that's a crime. But once again, it's the athletic ability of a great point guard to make it happen. Dee Brown played him as well as you can play. Unfortunately for him, see, that could have been called either way, I honestly thought. And I see Dee Brown's point. He's right on Dick Bavetta right now because he's saying, I think he's saying that he jumped into my chest. Now keep an eye on this. Now watch Kevin coming down in here now. Now watch, he feels that he jumped into him.
And a smart move by Kevin Johnson, knowing the clock was winding down. He missed the free throw. It's a 3-point Phoenix lead, 1:35 to go.
Now Boston is sitting on 2 timeouts, and a foul either way is the penalty. Phoenix with 3 fulls, Boston with 2.
4-point lead. Dee Brown wants to take it to the hoop. McDaniel against Barkley. Lean in. Not in the foul. He'll go to the line.
Charles rode him from all the way. Now, Paul Westphal's all upset over there. And he's on Dick Bavetta, except for one thing. Barkley rode him with his left hand. Hand checking, I think, went out in 83. Okay? You're not allowed to hand check anymore. And you're going to see right now. Watch Barkley ride him. See, he's got his left hand right on his hip. Give X-Man a lot of credit. He really took it strong to the basket.
And Ceballos has fouled out with 20 points. That was his 6th. McDaniel is a 79% free throw shooter.
Now, this is the ball club that Westphal thinks that playoff time will be dynamite for him. We told you this at the top of the show. Miller as your center, Barkley at big forward, Marley up front, and then in the backcourt, Ainge and Kevin Johnson.
The X-Man off the bench tonight, 24 points. He is 8 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. What a job he has done off the bench. This happened Wednesday night against Philly, as did Dee Brown's late game heroics. That one won't fall. Big miss. 4-point Phoenix lead, 1:21 to go.
Main thing is relax. Get this one down so that you put it into an odd number, 3. Plenty of time here. We're at 1:28.
Get this one. It's a 3-point game. Phoenix takes a timeout with 1:21 remaining. Phoenix 112, Boston 109. This game reminds us of June '76. Former Celtic Paul Westphal
who scored 25 points in the game, but the game was decided by a couple of big shots. First one came. John Havlicek's Kleine tied at 95 at the end of regulation. In the second overtime, Boston up by 2 points. Suns inbounded to Gar Hurd, who hit the turnaround from 22 feet, tied it at 22 feet, tied it at 112. JoJo White had a big third overtime. Boston won what some people think was the NBA Finals' greatest game, 128-126, en route for their 13th NBA World Championship. And Paul Westphal had 25 points in that game.
Now, Paul was smart. He called a timeout, moved it up here. That forces Boston to take off the track. But let's see.
Minute 18 to go in the game.
They're matched up man-to-man. Right now, Phoenix has everyone down on the baseline, and they're running down screens, opening up the floor, allowing Kevin Johnson to run the clock, take his man one-on-one.
Who's being defended by Gamble. 5 to shoot. Barkley against McDaniel. 4, 3, 2. Barkley. No. Rebound. Lewis.
Push it. That's Chris Ford is yelling, push it. Push it. Big thing now is high percentage shot or go strong to the basket.
Reggie Lewis against Marley, one-on-one. Marley
looking for the double team.
Look at the defense.
Great move.
Yes, Reggie Lewis.
Great move.
It's a one-point game.
Now they're going to get the ball back. There's plenty of time. We have about 14 different in the shot clock. Main thing right now, tough defense. Do not give up a second shot.
Kevin Johnson on the penetration, loses it. Tied up with Abdelnaby. They will jump it.
Great hands by Dee Brown, who dislodged that ball from Kevin Johnson. Now this is a big-time jump ball. You should win this pass.
Abdelnaby at 6'10". Kevin Johnson maybe 6 feet.
The big thing is get your guys in order here. There should be a cup. The cup is between Gamble right there. Oh, bad tap. They tapped it the wrong way. See, there was a cup between Xavier McDaniel and Gamble, and he did not tap the ball into the cup.
That was the 4th foul on Dee Brown. Abdelnaby makes the mistake on what should have been a gimme jump ball for the Celtics.
Hold it right there. We're going to show you, T, right there. Look to the left. You see, right at 7 o'clock, if they would have tapped the ball in there, the Celtics would have come up with the ball.
And now Charles Barkley goes to the line. He is flawless, 6 of 6 tonight. Phoenix up by 1 point.
All right, Boston still has 2 timeouts, 19.9 seconds.
A lot of time.
Main thing now is assure yourself that if you should miss, you get the rebound and call an immediate timeout.
Charles Barkley, once again, as you've seen Michael Jordan so many times, at the line late in the game and draining them. I'd like to check on Charles' free throw percentage in the final 2 minutes of the game. It's probably around 90%. 95 with 5 minutes to go, and the Celtics are on a 16-3 run since then.
Now this is just a great move by a player who's had a spectacular shooting night. Right in Marley's face. Now that gets it to 1. Barkley gets fouled at the other end. Now you're a coach. You're down 3 right now. All right, you have 1 timeout left. All right, you're the Celtics. 19.9 seconds. You do not shoot a 3. You are 27th in the league in 3-point makes. And most of all, you're 27th in the league in 3-point attempts. If you score quickly, you're down 1. You still have a timeout left. Put on your trap and press. If you don't make a steal, foul immediately. Keep forcing Phoenix to make the 2 foul shots. But you've got to score quickly. Do not run a lot of time.
But first, the inbound pass. Reggie Lewis. Barkley comes out on the
He bumped him. He bumped him.
Lewis on the drive. What a play. Missed the layup. And the foul. 11.2 remaining.
Reggie Lewis went right to the referee on the baseline. Dick Nevada wanted the foul call. You can see it's a strong move. Barkley bumped him out at the top of the circle. See the hand right on his hip. Now just watch this move. He's down inside here now, except for one thing. He left it short. He definitely left it short. But that would have been ideal. It would have been 1 down at the time.
Reggie Lewis saying, Kevin Johnson just came over and had a conversation with you, Doobie. What did he say?
Now he's talking about turnovers. See, this is how about a tough situation for Frankie Johnson, who doesn't get. It's just strong look. See, Reggie says he gets hit here. See, by Barkley from the rear. That's what he wanted.
He did, too.
He wanted the foul.
Didn't get it. Frank Johnson at the line. 116-111, a 5-point lead for the Phoenix Suns with 11.2 remaining. Johnson in Atlanta.
All right, thank you, Bob. The second team to reach the 50-win. The New York Knicks, they did it in New York fashion. A game marred by 10 technical fouls tonight. Miami Arena. There's a little slap to Ewing, and Patrick swings the elbow and catches Grant Long. Took 4 stitches for that shot. Later, Ewing double-teamed hard, and he's going to go after Keith Askins. Man, this is almost visions of Phoenix. Not quite that bad. Double technicals there. 10 in all called in the game. There was only 1 ejection. That was Doc Rivers. When the heat is on, you call in the heat. 3-107 the Knicks. Winners over the Heat. Now back to the Garden.
Thanks, Ernie.
You score quickly. You do not make the steal. You must foul.
Into Abdelnaby.
You can't take a lot of time, fellas.
Gamble hits the 3. 6 seconds left. Here's the press.
So much for that strategy.
And Ainge was right in his face. There's the foul. Johnson
Big.
will go to the line.
Big shot. That was a very, very tough shot. The defensive player was all over Gamble. Valentine up until this score. Now Kevin Johnson must make at least 1 to give them a 3-point lead.
Kevin is 4 of 5 tonight, an 824 shooter on the year. Bingo. It is 117-114 Phoenix. 5.3 seconds remaining.
Now naturally, if he scores, it's academic. But the neat thing is Boston, no timeouts. You have to hope for a miss and a quick penetration and a 3.
So rattles it in.
Yep.
Dee Brown for 3. Oh, almost. But it was a 4-point lead, and Phoenix streak goes to 6 in a row. The Celtics win streak ends at 9 without Robert Parrish tonight, but a valiant effort by the Celtics, led by Reggie Lewis. But the Phoenix Suns, behind Kevin Johnson, who is just having a whale of a run at the point guard, is going to come around and join us here tonight. Kevin Johnson had a tenacious game against the Chicago Bulls and then came in here tonight and led this team, as the point guard is supposed to do, to their win, 118-114. This is a new franchise record, Kevin, for road wins. Your 24th win this year. Tonight, you personally, 25 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, flirting with the... He's changing right here. And he has 7 turnovers. You're talking about your turnover situation. 9 turnovers in the ballgame. You came over and spoke to Hubie Brown at a timeout right at the end of the ballgame about your turnovers. What did you say then?
I told him the only reason why I turned those balls over is so the viewers wouldn't leave. We wanted to make it an exciting game so everybody listen to you guys.
You're a pro, so I could give you a buck for that, right? Is that fair?
Tell us how you're feeling. I mean, it's been a tough year for you, Kevin. You missed 28 games with the injuries. But, you know, how are you feeling now?
To be quite honest, I'm feeling great. My team has done an excellent job of picking me up all year long, and I think the injuries are behind me. I think we're really starting to click as a unit. We didn't play one of our better ball games, but we're finding ways to win, and we're doing whatever it takes. And if you can tell, my role has changed so much from the past, and I'm really enjoying that. It's making basketball easier and more exciting for me.
Paul Westphal says your defense is the thing he's noticed the greatest improvement in, along with the fact that you're adjusting to that change role. What about your defense?
Well, when I was sitting out all those games, I was trying to be observe what was going on and trying to figure out what I could do to best contribute to our team. And without a doubt, I felt that it had to be my defensive intensity, because if you notice, every team that wins a championship is a good defensive team, and that's the area that we need most improvement in. So I've been really trying to focus on defense, and in offense, distribute the ball first, and then secondly, look for my shots when I need to.
Well, what about the loss of Tom Chambers? Now, we're talking about an all-star player,
a guy who can come in and play big forward or center for you. What does this do for the ball club for the rest of the year and the playoffs?
I'll tell you what, every time we've had an injury, we've looked at that as a great distraction for us. Paul Westphal says the more distractions you have before the playoffs, the better off you'll be prepared. So we've battled those adverse situations, and other guys have stepped up. You look at Oliver Miller and Mark West, they're doing an excellent job in the middle. Cedric Ceballos really steps up when Richard Dumas goes down, and when I was down, Frank Johnson and Miguel Knight, and our depth and talent is certainly a key factor.
Kevin Johnson